Use Southland lawn edger and like my Aaron snowblower, which has a Chinese engine, and my 31 Ford Model A. This is basically an updraft carburetor. So you've got, just like the old car, you got gravity fed gasoline, and the gas goes down into this carburetor. Now I can tell you this is more than likely the idle engine RPM, and right below that you'll see this little plastic. It's probably keyed, and that's the idle jet, and through there's probably a tiny hole, just like my Aaron snowblower. So what happens is they give you all these warnings. Oh, you gotta use gas stabilizer. Yeah, because right in there is a tiny hole that's probably a millimeter, and what happens is this is open to the atmosphere, just like my old car, and that means this is going to collect moisture. So they put gas stabilizer if you're using ethanol, corn cob, shit fucked up gas, and yeah, you can, and it'll do the thing. But if you can't, buy 100% gasoline, and you probably will have a hell of a lot less problems. But if you have to take this off, which I'm sure I will next year, clean all that shit out of there, definitely, probably what you want to do is, I'm going to see if I can put a little drain, fuel drain, petcock thing here, just to get the sucker out, because you're going to want to get that gas out of there, because you don't want to leave that, because it'll just, dealing with even a tinier carburetor is going to suck. But yeah, so I mean, gas stabilizer, what the hell, put it in there. But right in there, that's the idle jet. So when you start this thing, you got to choke it. It seems it needs to choke all the time, probably because it doesn't have, it's just not a lot of draft. But once you get it on, you'll hear it. It'll go back to this. Now when it's on run, if you hear this thing going, vroom, 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 that's gasping, and it's because this idle jet's plugged up. So if you hear that, vroom, vroom, yeah, drain the gas, but put new gas in, it'll probably still do the same shit. You're like, oh, my engine's fucked up. No, it's that idle jet right there, that piece of plastic there. More than likely, take this screw out, take that out, blow it out. There you go. And actually, that's actually a nice location for that. You don't really have to take the carburetor apart, because right below it, you can see in here, there's more than likely just the float. Carburetors are just like, basically a carburetor is like your toilet, right? Your toilet has a float that turns the water off. Well, inside here, this thing in here, that's like a toilet bowl, right? And there's a float, and it lets the gas in, and there's just basic vacuum. There's baffles, and the jets are nothing but little tiny holes, needles, little tubes, tiny, brass usually, but this one's plastic, the idle. So if it gets, if the Huawei Corporation of who the hell knows where, hope it's got virus on it, I got my shots.